Day 61, guys. I've got a whole bunch of updates for you guys today. So last time we left off, price bundling. I basically, for my app Ironhud, I had 4 in-app purchases that were all for $1, and I was experimenting on creating a price bundle and where I would have one in-app purchase that costed. What I did was I set it up for $3, so they could purchase all 4 in-app purchases, saving $1 and get it for $3. And so I pushed that out a couple weeks ago, and it did pretty well in the beginning, but then it started tapering off. And the interesting thing about that is what I saw is that the deal only really worked for people that were just downloading the app. For all the people who had previously downloaded the app prior and actually purchased something, let's say they purchased one of the in-app purchases like missiles, they already spent $1, and now they were being told, well, they could get the rest of them for $3, which wasn't really saving them anything. So really the only benefit was for new users because they hadn't purchased anything yet. So that's where the uptick was, and then, you know, basically there was no real deal for anybody who had already purchased something. And there was still people, I could look in the analytics, I could see that there were some people that would still just download one of the in-app purchases. These are new users that would just download one of the in-app purchases, and when they did that, there was really no reason for them to get the rest because there was no deal. So what I did was I saw that for about a week, and then what I did was I actually reduced the price for the bundle to make it only $2, so that if anybody, old users or new users, if they had just downloaded one in-app purchase, they would still get a deal to download the whole package because they would still save $1 basically. And so far that seems to be working. I'm getting a consistent level of purchases now, which is between basically it averages around $40 a day, consistent, which is what I want. I didn't want it to be jumping up and down because it would be harder for me to know basically how much money I would be making in that month. But now it's consistent, so that is awesome. Startup Ideas podcast. There's been a couple more episodes that have been going out. Still haven't found any sponsorships yet. I'm using several websites right now. I'll add that to the comments below, but no luck in that so far. So me and Brock have just been on hiatus on that. There's still a few episodes left to go out that we've recorded in the past, so those will be going out, but no sponsorships yet. Let's see, what else? Ironhud is doing well, and so I'm kind of thinking next steps now. And so Ironhud is doing well. I'm going to keep working on it, providing new features, some new in-app purchases later on, but I really enjoyed having something else to work on when we were doing Startup Ideas podcast instead of just focusing on Ironhud all the time. I think I talked about it in a previous episode, but there's something nice about being able to work on several things at the same time because you don't focus all of your eggs in one basket, and having one speed bump or failure in one thing can really have a detrimental effect, and I don't want that. So and it's tough because every time I put a Ironhud out for a new review, it's like, okay, I gotta wait several days to figure out if they reject it, and if they do, it hits you a lot because it's the only thing that I'm working on. So the next thing that I see that I'm going to be working on is probably a new app. several reasons why I want to do that is because, well, first of all, I have success in the app business so far, and I want to see, really what I want to test is why Ironhood was successful. Obviously, I can chalk it up to it being based on Iron Man. It came out during the time of when Captain America: Civil War came out. It's been a few months after that, but it's still staying consistent. So it's kind of hard to say if that really was a big factor, or obviously it was a big factor, but I don't know if it's still a big factor now. Um, what is it about that app that made it successful? There's a lot of questions that I have. I want to make presumptions, but I don't know for sure. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be creating an entirely new app that's not based on anything. It's going to be a game, and I'm going to see. Basically, it's just an experiment. Well, it's an experiment, but it's also an app that I've wanted to create for a very long time. It's like a block puzzle game. It was the first app idea that I ever thought of back in 2007 when the second generation iPhone came out. It was the first idea that I ever came up with, and so it's kind of cool that I'm actually able to go ahead and work on that. But it's also experiment to just see what it was that made Ironhood successful. So there's going to be a couple of key things that I'm going to be testing. One of them is obviously whether the affiliation with Marvel and Iron Man makes a difference. I presume that it is, but I'm wondering how big of a difference. And just a few other things that I want to kind of test out while creating this app. So that's what's up for me next. I'll be uploading a couple of new episodes later on talking about the new app, and yeah. So that's it for today. I'll catch you guys later. See ya.